It's not human nature to exist with a phone, yet we live in a society that relies on having a personal phone in order to engage in daily life. Entertainment, communication, planning, directions, food services, transportation, photography, payment, shopping, music, dating, calendars, financing, and so many other capabilities. All on a single device we often keep in our pockets. Now, this all sounds great, right? I mean, we have a super multi-tool for basically anything we need right at our fingertips. But something as great as this has its drawbacks. Your phone is hurting you more than you might realize. Today, I'll talk about the negative effects of excessive phone usage and provide possible solutions to help fix an unhealthy relationship with your phone. Now, there's been extensive research on why phones are bad for our mental health, and most of us are already vaguely aware of the many issues, some of which being disruption to sleep, reducing attention spans, a catalyst to anxiety or depression, as well as inducing addiction-like behaviors, lowering cognitive functions, like cognitive overload, which comes from a constant multitasking on smartphones, which diminishes memory retention and decision-making skills. And worst of all, people are spending more and more time on their devices than ever before. The average American spends about 7 hours a day on screens alone. Looking specifically at Gen Z, they stand out with roughly 9 hours per day on screens. And according to Harmony Healthcare IT, they say Americans spend an average of 5 hours a day just on their phones, which is a 14% increase from 2024. So with the increase in screen time in recent years, there's now more people experiencing these issues. And studies are showing that phone addiction might be more common than people are aware. According to Trevor Wheelwright from Reviews.org, nearly 46% of Americans consider themselves to be addicted to their phones. And we need to ask the question, why do people feel this way? And how can we prevent people from getting addicted to their phones? Well, the first thing to do is to diagnose. Many people report feeling like they're missing out on what's happening online. And 53% say that they have never gone more than 24 hours without their phone. These may be signs of a phone addiction, along with other symptoms such as using the cell phone most of the time, an inability to cut back on phone usage, a solution to boredom, feelings of anxiety or depression when your phone is out of range, and a loss in relationships. Now, in a second, I'll show you some tactics to fight against these designs, but first, I want to talk about probably the biggest concern I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. And it really puts things into perspective. And that is how much time you'll end up spending on your phone in your lifetime. Again, the average American spends 7 hours a day on screens, while many doctors and experts say that screen usage for more than 2 hours outside of the context of work is considered to be excessive and unhealthy for the adult brain. So let's look at a graph to help visualize screen time in the grand scheme of our life. If we take the average life expectancy of a US citizen, which is 79 years, and say on average we sleep 9 hours, that means we're awake roughly 15 hours in a day. So if we do the math, 3 hours of screen time a day will add up to 20% of our total waking hours. Essentially, that's just 20% of our life. And the same thing can be said for 6 hours, giving us 40%, and 9 hours, which gives us 60%. So depending on your own personal screen time, you can self-assess how much of your life will be on screens. Hopefully, this finally puts things into perspective. I mean, if you're like me, even 20% of my life wasted on Reels and TikTok is enough to make me in disgust of my own phone. So now, I'll tell you some techniques you can try to create a healthy relationship with your phone and overall lower your screen time. Number 1, you can use the built-in phone settings to block apps at certain times of the day or set a limit to how long you use certain apps. This can serve as a gentle reminder to your phone usage, to help you be more aware of the time passing. This could be a successful method, but it requires accountability and self-control because it's a very easy mechanism to bypass. You can also use third-party apps, which serve as a more customizable and strict ruling than the default phone settings. The one possible downside to third-party apps is many require a subscription to have full use of them. So if you're willing to pay, it might be worth it. Number 2, you can make your phone monochromatic. According to statements from American Psychology Association, findings showed that on any background color, colors of maximum saturation and brightness attract the most attention. Many apps on the phone and creators utilize bright, saturated colors on purpose to keep your attention on the phone. So if you still want to enjoy using the tools of your phone without complete separation, turning on monochromatic filter might be the way to go. Now, maybe monochrome just isn't enough, and it's time to make the big decision to delete the apps. That brings us to number 3, delete unproductive apps that you spend a lot of time on. And I'm really referring to social media in general. It might be difficult to delete TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube from your phone, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't or can't still use them. If you want to use the apps that you delete from your phone and you want to still be able to use them, you can instead access them on your computer. Believe it or not, there's a real psychological difference between the devices. As stated by We Are Effective, a mobile app designing company, it actually turns out that looking at a phone puts your brain in a focused attention state. Because the smaller display takes up less of your visual field, this means you're processing information in a more concentrated way, and closer proximity between your eyes and the device actually triggers different neurological responses. Your brain is working harder to focus and is making constant micro adjustments, which overall just exhausts your eyes. So maybe moving your apps to a different device might help you be less distracted on your phone. Number 4, do things that are more interesting than being on your phone. The benefit of this is that you force yourself to explore new ways to pass the time. If the urge to be on your phone surpasses the desire to do other things, then that may be telling that you need to bring more excitement into your free time. For example, instead of going on your phone, you could read a book, or try a new hobby, or just give yourself a break from the constant brain activity you keep giving yourself. Try to engage in activities that can benefit your cognition. A quote I like to tell myself is, be more of a creator, not a consumer. And this segues into our number 5, which is replacing the habit and the urge of using your phone with a different action. Similar to number 4, when you feel the urge to check your phone, do something that is completely incompatible with using it. An example of this is the next time you open up TikTok. The first thing you want to do is immediately get up and do something else. Drink some water, take a stretch break, go on a walk, or write something down. Something I do is when I wake up and I have the urge to check my phone in the morning, I instead get up and start writing about anything that comes to mind. This is what I do to clear my mind for the day. In fact, even Stanford lifestyle medicine experts recommend no screen time for the first hour of the day. By resisting the urge and doing something else, you're doing yourself a favor and you're slowly building up an immunity to impulsive phone usage. And that brings us to number 6. Distance yourself from your phone. This one is important to do often. Most of us are so attached to our phones that we can't go more than 24 hours without using it. And maybe 24 hours isn't practical, but we should at least consider giving ourselves a break. So if you're looking to improve productivity and avoid distraction, this might sound like an obvious solution. Keeping your phone in your backpack or in a drawer, out of sight, out of mind, is the perfect solution for some people. But if even that isn't enough, you might have to take more drastic measures, such as putting your phone in a very inconvenient spot. Additionally, you can ask someone to hide your phone from you. The idea is to make the job of recovering the phone way more work than the urge to use it. And this is to ensure that you can stay focused, or at least at the bare minimum, not use your phone for brainless activities. Now, these are just some of the things you can do right now by yourself. But if the issue grows more concerning and you're really struggling, then it might be wise to reach out for professional help. At the end of the day, our phones aren't going anywhere. They're powerful tools that make modern life possible, but that's exactly why we have to be careful about how we use them. Once you recognize the signs that you may use it too much, you can start taking back control. Hopefully, one of these 6 tricks can be a pivot point to a healthier mind and a happier, more present life. Time is valuable, and when you aren't always aware, it slips away. So give yourself some space to breathe. Remember that your phone wants to always be a part of you, but learn to resist it and not let it drain you of the present moment. Because you deserve more than being a consumer. You deserve to be present, intentional, and in control.